What's up, guys? Welcome back to another stream here. We're going to be going over the potential of a snow system to be coming in across the upper Midwest and across portions of Iowa and northern Illinois, Wisconsin, southern Minnesota, and southeast South Dakota. Looks like a fairly large system. We have winter storm warnings here in the highlighted pink areas right here. And then we also have our winter weather advisories highlighted across a large portion here from Iowa into Illinois into portions of Wisconsin, southern Minnesota, southeast South Dakota, northeast extreme Nebraska. This snow clipper system will be coming in from the area, kind of sweeping in like this. And there will be rain with some freezing rain kind of going in across a small portion here. There could be some freezing rain and rain mixing in here, so a little bit of ice accumulation up to maybe less of 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation. So we're looking like 0.1 for the most part, but it's still enough to cause some icy roadways down south if the temperatures do. I always say that freezing rain will stick better if it's more light and not heavy, where it doesn't pile up. If it's light enough, it'll have time to ice and freeze on and stick. But you also need temperatures below like 31 degrees to like 29 or 28 degrees to have more of a significant icing effect on the roadways when you do have freezing rain events. So right here, the winter weather advisory here down south, they're talking about 1 to 2 inches of snow, while ice accumulations will be minimum. A thin glaze of ice could create slippery conditions on untreated surfaces, which is definitely true. Definitely your side roads and your back roads down there will definitely be iced, so just be careful for that. But then you have your winter storm warnings out here across the area, across portions of Iowa, where even locally higher amounts up to 8 inches of snow is possible across portions of central and northern Iowa. And then along the northern Illinois region area, you got the winter weather advisories with 2 to 5 inches of snow expected from 9 p.m. this evening until 6 a.m. Sunday. So there's going to be a corridor here. I think I'm a little concerned that they could upgrade to winter storm warnings here. Kind of watching this corridor right here for the potential of upgrades to winter storm warnings if it's possible. Some of the models do highlight there is a potential for maybe 6 to 8 inches, especially between Dyersville to Dubuque to Freeport to Rockford, Illinois. This will be very heavy snow coming down for the most part, very heavy indeed. It could be fluffy, but I think this will be more of a heavy wet snow ratio versus this time. So it definitely will be very heavy coming down. A little bit of slightly gusty winds for the most part. And there could also be some lake enhancement over here near Milwaukee down to Waukegan and Cook County lakeshore areas right here. There could be some lake enhancement because you'll have northeasterly winds out ahead of the system pulling inland. So you could get some lake enhancement there. So that is the possibility to get some lake enhancement there near the lake. Well, let's go over here. Go over to turn those off. Go data. Our severity index, I don't think it's going to be high at all. But here's just our severity index over this next 24 to 48 hours of where we could see some impacts due to the winter weather. They do have moderate impacts across portions of central and northern Iowa, where that's in the orange, and yellow areas where minor impacts across northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. But like I said, the area of like this mesoscale banding on the north side of the low with the clipper system is going to be like kind of right here in this area corridor. So I think there's a good chance of a swath of like 4 to 8 inches with locally higher, depending on how the banding sets up. Where we could see an inch an hour plus snowfall rates very heavy during late tonight into tomorrow morning, late morning hours. Let's go ahead and jump into the forecast models and kind of go over there from there. Here's our system across the region area that's building up some steam. You can see the fresh snowpack across portions of central and northern Illinois. You see underneath the cloud cover that fresh snowpack there. See our system starting to get some convected tops on some of those storms off to the west, way out there in Nebraska and portions of eastern Kansas. not eastern Kansas, eastern Nebraska, and southeast South Dakota, where some snow out there already starting with that system as it's coming east, starting to build up some moisture out there as well. I'm just watching that right there. You can see it. There's some swirls coming over the lake right there. Getting some possible lake enhancement banding there, feeding into portions of western Michigan. Maybe this is a swirl over Lake Michigan right there. But let's go ahead and just jump into some of the details here. Some forecast model readings. So the snow starts coming in around 6. Well, it's already in Iowa by 1 or 2 p.m. at the most part, and it's coming by. And it reaches into portions. It reaches into portions of eastern Iowa and northern Illinois sometime after 7 to 8 p.m. Reaching into Illinois side around 9 or 10 p.m. Kind of comes across this area. So there's definitely some lake enhancement swirl there over Lake Michigan, but it doesn't come that far inland yet. Her models came down in totals, for the most part agreeing with what the RAP model is currently saying, so we'll see how that goes. But basically anywhere between like 2 and 6 inches area across portions of northern Illinois and eastern Iowa for the most part. Nothing too significant, but it will cause travel impacts because it will come down heavy. It will move out pretty quick too. So comes down heavy, lasts me about 2 or 3 hours, and then moves out. So it will cause some travel impacts on the roadways and some very heavy slushy wet snow accumulations there. Looking at the RFS model here, similar trend. NAM3KM pretty much on board. We're at heaviest bandings in the setup right there along the I-88, I-90 corridor across northern Illinois. And there's the latest European model. And then the Canadian. So all the models are really pretty much agreeing with each other anywhere between 2 and 6 inches across portions of northern Illinois tonight into Sunday. So not that significant, but there is going to be the possibility of some travel impacts still across portions of northern Illinois, obviously. So along that I-88, I-90 corridor, I would believe. So pretty much these areas right here along northern Illinois, I think is going to have the worst travel impacts. So I-88 from Naperville to Rochelle to Dixon's probably going to have some travel impacts. And then you have Highway 20 across portions of northern Illinois that turns into 90 going into portions of the Chicagoland area. And you got 39 corridor too from Peru up to Rockford. I think these 3 major roadways here will have the worst travel impacts late tonight into Sunday morning across portions of northern Illinois based on what the forecast models are showing. When we come over here and look at the RAP model, I know the RAP model is probably agreeing with all of them as well. Yep, there's our model for you. Showing that quick 2 to 6 inch range. and how that banding comes in and then leaves. And we got the possibility of some freezing rain accumulations down here as well. Someone could see a brief period of freezing rain. Temperature wise, it could freeze and cause issues. See how it's coming in right there. I'm just checking the temperature here and the precip type. So there it is. What's our temperature down here? Sitting ranging around 31 to 30 degrees. It could freeze on contact if it's coming down light enough and it doesn't pile up there. If it where it does decide to come down, but it's just I don't know how to explain. Where's the HRRR model? Here's the HRRR model. Let's go over here to freezing rain. Yeah, the HRRR model is a green, where the RAT model is showing where the possibility of that freezing rain coming down. Yeah, the HRRR model is showing freezing rain across portions of central and western Illinois. Less than 1/10 of an inch. But the rain that comes in on the back side is going to melt it, unless that's freezing rain. And as that freezing rain is coming down, what is our actual surface temperature is going to determine if that stuff even decides to want to stick. See, our temperatures are hovering around 31 and 32 degrees, so which tells me that the freezing rain will come down very light. So there's a possibility it could freeze on sidewalks and grass heat elevated areas as well, but like in bridges, but like actual roadways and people driving over and over again, it could cause slippery conditions, but less likely because the temperature is still hovering around 31, 32 degrees. You need like a 29, 28 degrees surface temperature with freezing rain to actually cause significant icing effect. And then with the rain coming down on the backside and it's switching over to rain, it's going to cause that freezing rain to kind of just like not really work out very well, and your temperatures are still near freezing or above freezing in some areas. So and then the temperatures do drop going into late tonight into Sunday morning, but that's if the roadways are untreated as well, and it just really depends. So there is going to be freezing rain down across portions of central and western Illinois, but will it cause headache for drivers is still like a 50-50 chance based on how your driving skills are, and if you have common sense to stay away from the back roads that will not have any treatment to them, and those people will just slide off the road because they're completely iced over due to freezing rain. It will just look like a reflection on the roadways. How easy to tell if it's icy roads or not. You'll just see a reflection in your headlights, and that just means the road is completely iced. But other than that, that's about it. It's not really a big enough winter system, but it is going to be enough for a headache for drivers along northern Illinois. Yep. Stay tuned for more updates. If there's anything else that changes, I'll let you guys know.